Now then. Gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maebara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you?
Rena has no objection.
Oh, I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task.
Me and Satoko both approve.
The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval.
A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maebara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club.
Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this?
What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you.
I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's just try to get along.
You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest.
This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it?
To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together.
Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place.
I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright?
What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy.
The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed.
Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts.
The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying use any means necessary.
Of course, I will do my best too.
I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best.
I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out! With that, I was finally ready for the Rite of Initiation, my baptism into the club.
A word of warning, Kei-chan. Rena can get pretty nasty.
This initiation looks like it's gonna be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine.
Complicated games would put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today, we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game? Like Old Bachelor?
Alright, let's do this.
Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think?
Whoa, it won't be a permanent marker, right? Right?
Permanent? She wants to draw on her faces with permanent marker?
That is perfect!
Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's gonna be like this, then I can't lose either.
Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing.
Old Bachelor's pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start. Meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game.
I'll take out the card now.
Mion took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reaction. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is?
Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-sen must try his hardest to win as well.
A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly.
She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed.
How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen.
Ah!
By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds.
Ah!
I can tell what they are even if you switch them around.
Ah! I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rena isn't a demon, are you?
Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the 3 of hearts, isn't it? I'm out.
Ah! Not even a hint of mercy. Rena, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island, these guys would probably take to it like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates.
It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins.
Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points.
There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck.
It's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right?
It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think?
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's.
Keep on fighting. Yeah.
Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time, look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rena said, several of the cards have their own distinct markings making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
Whoa! Great, Keiichi-kun, just like that!
I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen.
The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out.
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one?
I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it.
There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out.
What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart.
It wasn't for memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough.
Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What?
She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too.
Whoa, it's rare that Michan gets a card wrong.
No. Kei-chan, could it be you?
They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it.
Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit!
Keiichi landed a clean hit.
Clap, clap, clap.
That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? You know?
Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win, and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Ha 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 ha! That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory.
Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that?
Of course I do.
Let's have a duel. 1 chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it?
She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. 1 chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
The card in my right or the card in my left? If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins.
When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you?
If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay?
The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. All right. You've got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks, so I couldn't tell which one it was.
Which one? I wonder. Keiichi-kun, be careful.
Yeah, of course. This is my chance. For a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before.
That card is...
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clicked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker.
Oh. Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you?
The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah! I remember now. That mark, the left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs.
It's the 7 of clubs, I see.
I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is...
Oh! What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan?
Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs.
Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right?
Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right?
Keiichi has good intuition.
Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by...
So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card. And that means...
I see! I get it! This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right?
It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best.
That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began patting it, congratulating me on my victory.
Huh? Rika-chan is...
Rena and Satoko gaped at us, as if they'd seen a ghost. What is it, Rena? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square.
Rika only pets someone on the head to console them.
Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rena let out a small shriek.
Keiichi-kun! This is how it was?
You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far.
Everyone froze. No, it was just me.
It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost.
It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand.
Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss.
She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I'd just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it,
I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Mahebara's membership into our club.
As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat.
The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Mahebara!
And everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
When Michan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking, she's going to do it again!
When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it.
He fell for it quite handily.
Huh? Hey, wait! All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly?
Everyone got excited to make it more fun.
You're all demons! You monsters!
Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy. Okay, it would be a problem if you refused to come to school.
The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's a giant permanent one!
Okay, here we go!
She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! No! I let out my death throes.